Hello, the surplus chopper. Picked this up on Sunday. Guess I must have started in on Monday and featured the chopper in a couple of videos so far. No chopping action has been performed on camera, but I did do a bit of testing today, having performed this grip repair. So someone commented, I don't remember the name of the commenter, but a wise commenter suggested that this looked like teak to them. Me having said I thought it could be beech, because I have some beech kicking around. Well, even when this ages, it's no way going to be this color. And I did carve a little bit on it, and I have carved on teak before, and so I feel that I can affirm that this is teak. This is beech, and this is bamboo chopstick that I took down a little bit on my mini lathe to pin this on. Yeah, so once that was done and kind of dried up, I went out and I chopped some thick pine branches that were lying out there. Maybe about this thick and thinner, all diameters up to about this, and chopped great actually, and didn't show any signs of damage on the edge. And I redid the edge now because I went back and kept on grinding. So I did some straightening with the carbide hammer to start out, and so the spine is pretty straight now. You can see it kicks off to the right a little bit there at the tip, but funnily enough, the apex almost does the other thing. Well, I brought it back around now. Yeah, so it kind of follows that a little bit. But the edge is fairly straight now as well. And then in between, it's all blah, 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 kind of. And, it's getting there geometry-wise. I've thinned her out a little more now from when I did the chopping because, as I say, the chopping showed no signs of really affecting the edge. I didn't do any paper cuts before or after. But I could maybe do a paper cut now if I can find a piece of paper. Well, here's a piece of cardboard. Just have a slice on that. It's not like super sharp. I don't think you could shave with it, but it is sharp, and it is hard to sharpen by my lights. Feels like hard sharpening. Now I haven't decided whether that's just because the steel is extra sharp or what, but we can do some tests. I have some accessories. Here is an Exodus knife and tool workhorse for size comparison. It's about my heaviest chopper to date before acquiring this thing, which is slightly heavier, as we shall see, but feels a whole lot heavier because obviously it's that much longer, and also there's very little weight in the handle here, and this kind of pronation, if that's a word. And if it is that the right word? Anyway, the way that it kicks forward like that, it gives it this heavy feel in your hand, unwieldy almost. Whereas this has a lot of weight right there in the handle. Feels like it feels like half the weight in the hand. I'm not kidding. Ooh. Yeah, nothing doing. I mean, this makes that look like a machete, right? But this is a thick boy too, I'm telling you. Anyway, let's do some measurements. Got my little file test here. This will be interesting to me. Well, let's just go in right in with the hardest one. No, let's not do that. Let's go in with this one. 60. I mean, it's scratching a little bit, but it's fairly skatey. Fairly skatey. And every time I use these, I get muddled in my head about what's the implication. But anyway, yeah. So this is definitely skating. So this one skates, and it says 55 to 57. So I think what that means is that if it's biting, or if when it stops biting, I guess maybe, or what? Yeah, I still can't figure it out. So maybe that is like, okay, if it's biting, doesn't bite on that one. Excuse me, it doesn't bite on this one, but it starts biting on this one. Maybe you're between 55, 57. Or like, yeah, this one. So what are we saying? It's sub 60 to 62 because this one scratches a little bit. I don't know. I still don't know. But we're talking presumably high 50s. Maybe the very highest. So yeah, by comparison, let's check the yeah, feels about the same actually. Like it's biting a little bit. This might even be harder. The finish is different too, so this is a little smoother potentially. I think this is harder. How about here? I think this is maybe a little harder, and so that could explain why it's been quite hard to sharpen, because there's a lot of it and it's pretty hard. And yeah, obviously doing a convex kind of thing, it's I'm not just sharpening the edge. I've been thinning the whole thing out quite a lot. I've should have weighed it beforehand, because I'd be getting a different weight result by now. I reckon it's that that much steel removed. Not that much relative to the whole thing, but it was a lot more beefy behind the edge. And the edge has moved its way back a little bit, especially, some places more than others, because of the relative weeble wobbliness of the whole thing to start out. Which wasn't too bad. I mean, broadly it was okay, but I have noticed that if you want to get something really sharp, it seems like, you really need the edge to be pretty straight. It can veer off broadly in one direction or another down the length of the blade. That won't affect that. But if it's ziggy zaggy wibbly wobbly, you can't really get it that sharp. You have to get it all flattened out. That's my experience anyway. So let's take a little. Oh man, I should have a tape measure. Well, here's what we'll do. That's a little short of 10 inches. So we're talking about a 14-inch blade and about a 5-inch handle, including the thing that the words just left my brain. Ferrule. do a little bit of this. So I can't really take it behind the edge because, you know, we're all convexed. But can do a little thickness. So, yeah. Well over 1/4 of an inch thick. So chunky. Could kind of, you know, just, let's see, like if I just go right down here, what are we at? So yeah, you know, thick geometry. But from there, to 0. Yeah, I expect I'll keep thinning it out a little bit. We'll see. So yeah, during that, I just felt this click. So during the testing, the blade performed very well. I did some massive chops, felt great, and the handle came loose. And funnily, it's the scale that I didn't fix, which did seem to be pretty solid before. The one I fixed is well affixed, and there's probably some glue in there holding it. But yeah, this one started wobbling, so now I have to take the scales off, I guess, because I can't do a wobbly handle. That's going to annoy me. So I think I will go home getting some rust in here from the water grinding. So I will take the scales off, clean up the tang, and glue them on with epoxy. And I think about the ferrule, I'm going to redo that with the old twine epoxy. Wait. I'm not done yet. Yeah. 2 pounds, 7 ounces. The workhorse, 2 pounds, 4 ounces. The acoustics. See, what I discovered, if you hold the knife, depends on the pin, right? Like with this one, for example, it's probably if I hold it on these pins here, that's going to let it ring if I knock it. Right? See, if I hold it here, I bet you it doesn't sound as good. And if I hold it here, same thing. It's going to sound dead. But if I hold it here, right on the pin, same thing on this one. Let's try holding it here. Dead as a dodo. Now if I hold it here, there's a high pitch and a low pitch and a bit of a rattle because of the handle. But yeah, it rings nice. Mighty Chopper. I think when when she's really well and truly honed, she will definitely compete with the likes of the Jimmy Slash and that kind of thing. And that'll be maybe an interesting comparative study. Maybe do a little competition chop. The Surplus Beast versus the Jimmy Slash. And I'm done. Thanks.